Hey, this is Lucas. Got a Clowsing lathe here. It's a 5900 series lathe. It's actually a 5904, which means it's got the got a three-phase motor, and it's got about 26 inches between centers. The diameter on the lathe is designed to turn a workpiece around 12 inches maximum, and it's in really good condition. This lathe has been has had hardly any use. It's got a variable speed drive, which is a feature of the 5900 series, and that's right back here. Take a look here. There's the control system for the variable frequency drive, and or variable speed drive. Sorry, I've actually got a video on the variable speed drive adjustments and bleeding. That's on another one of my videos, so you can check that out. It's got back gear. It's got 3-jaw chuck. It's got a tool post with quick change tool post. It's got the quick change gear box, which these lathes all basically came with. The three-phase motor is nice too, as long as you've got three-phase power, or you're willing to, put up the needed capital for a variable frequency drive, which, by the way, is another nice feature to add to these lathes. Despite the fact that you do have a speed control on it, a VFD is nice because you can also change the speed on the fly. This has a oil lubricated headstock. There's a oil reservoir, and in fact this is the oil level indicator. It's got the apron also has an oil reservoir, so that operates in an oil bath. The only part of the gear train that's really not oil lubricated is going to be the gearbox here, and also part of the both the mechanical power supply to the spindle and the spindle outboard gear train on the outside. Everything else is gear loop or is oil lubed. It's got a really heavy duty lead screw. It's a 7/8 diameter, and it's a very nice stiff lead screw. Another nice feature on the lathe, one of the really terrific things, is this clutch brake lever. So you can turn the lathe on, leave the motor running, and then operate the clutch and brake independently. The lathe is going to come with the 5 tool holders that are down here. There's 4 here, but there will be 5 total. It's got a nice Jacobs chuck and a newer chuck key. And it's a flame hardened bed, which is a nice feature of the Clowsings. It shows the flame hardened bed there. This is a 5904, as I mentioned earlier. The serial number is 512797. 512797. I believe this lathe was manufactured sometime in the 60s. The hand wheels are very large, easy to read, both on the compound here and the cross slide. It's got tapered gibs in both the compound and the cross slide. It's got a swarf protector to keep the swarf out of the lead screw for the cross slide. It's got an L00 spindle nose, which is really a nice system for holding the spindle. It's got a graduated tailstock, so the tailstock's got the graduations for distance. It's a little hard to see because the graduations are up here. And it's got a threading dial. Also the half nut control and the transverse or traverse and cross feed, automated cross feed for this lathe. One of the things that's so nice about this lathe is the condition of it, and these are the ways, and they are pristine. I mean, this lathe has not had hardly any use. So it's got tremendously nice bedways on it. Another cool thing about the lathe, it's got this little cam which you can slide along the control rod here, and that cam then will you tighten this bolt down, and then as the carriage traverses across, it will actually kick out and shut off the lathe at a predetermined spot. And it's a great feature of the lathe. So the fact that you've got the control rod, clutch brake, and then also this block that allows you then to set the point at which the traverse will shut off is a great safety feature, and it'll help prevent collisions between the cross slide or the compound and the chuck. The lathe has a back gear. This is the back gear control knob. This is actually not the original back gear control knob, but it works well, no problems with it. And it's got forward and reverse, and it's got a very wide range of feed rates and threads that are available on the quick change gearbox. So those are some of the features of the lathe. It's also got a very nice little area here for storing tools, chucks, whatever, and that's right back here. So it's got 3 shelves or 2 shelves on the floor. Works great. The lathe will not be coming with the wheels that it's on. Now I just want to point out that because it is on wheels, it does elevate the bed a little bit, about 6 inches or so. I would actually recommend taking, putting this directly on the floor and not having the wheels under it. It will bring it down to a little more manageable height. Right now it's a little high for me. We're going to run the lathe here momentarily, and we'll see how well it cuts. It's a piece of steel in the chuck, and we're going to run that and just show what a great finish we get on it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fire this up. Turning on the power here. The motor is turned on like this, and then we're going to engage the spindle with the operating lever. Back this up just a little bit to get a little better overall picture. We'll zoom it in to take a look at the way things are functioning momentarily. And we're taking a really heavy cut off of this steel. It's about an eighth of an inch. Probably about an eighth of an inch. Got the kick-out cam engaged here. I tightened that up on the operating rod, so it should kick out. If not, I'm going to grab it manually, but we'll see if it does its thing. So you can see what a great finish it's given, and nice uniform chips coming off the workpiece here. Here we're getting close to the kickout point, which is good. We're getting a little close to the chuck here. And that's the way the system kicks the drive system out. So let's take a look at the finish. And this is a very nice finish on here. Very smooth. There's not a lot of tear out. This is with a carbide tool, and in fact we could have run this at a little bit higher speed. Probably would have gotten a better finish yet. So anyway, that's the lathe in operation, and this lathe is going to be for sale on Craigslist and eBay, and it's local here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let's do one more thing. We're going to just show the variable speed system in operation. We'll do that. Okay, we got our spindle running, and in fact, spindle does not need to be running. We can adjust the speed, spindle off, and you can hear it's a Reeves drive actually in this section of the headstock plinth, and we're going to fire it up now, and it's gonna be moving. So we can adjust that either with the headstock moving or with the headstock stationary. Either way, we can adjust the speed. The only requirement is that the motor be engaged either forward or reverse, but you want to have that running before you adjust the speed using the hydraulic system. It's a hydraulic system. It works really well. And what there is a master cylinder right here, and beneath here down in that rectangular housing there's a slave cylinder that actually adjusts the reeve drive pulleys in and out. So, one of my favorite lathes. Really happy with this lathe. I think it's going to make it's going to be a great lathe for somebody that wants to use it in their home shop, and terrifically good lathe. So hope somebody snaps it up. This is Lucas signing off.